listen, absolutely. Listen here, I have never lied to anybody in my life.
The reason I keep bringing Bill Clinton back up, regular listeners know we hardly ever talk about Bill Clinton. But I feel like I'm 22 years old again on talk radio, and Bill Clinton is in office, and I'm marveling at all the crimes and how he got away with them. And then like a demonic jack-in-the-box or a new moon that pops up every cycle, we're now faced with the fourth administration. No. The fifth administration. Because you had Hillary and Bill, the co-presidency 1 and 2. Now you've had 2 presidencies of Obozo. Almost 2, 1.5, so that's 3.5. And then when he leaves, if they get Hillary in, that's 5 Clinton cycles. I mean, this is really becoming like some North Korean ascension ritual or something. And so I'm just seeing Hillary everywhere in the news, and then every time I see her, all the crimes pop up in my head. There's Kurt Nemo's article, Hillary Clinton's unethical, dishonest behavior should be fair game during presidential race. Republicans need to begin work now on taking her down, and here is a bounty of ammo for the job. Yeah, but as long as you step and fetch and go along with these crooks, they won't set you up when they get back in power with the IRS or their hit teams or whatever. I'm on their enemies list. I know that. It's come out in the news. But we're all on their enemies list. You don't get anywhere going along with these people. But the Republican leadership, again, are paid for by the very same special interests in many cases, and so they won't go after her. They will let them sit there and persecute anybody who is right of Stalin using their political paradigm. I mean, all I want to not have you shut down all the power plants and shut down all the factories we've got left and totally gut the country so we can live under your hellish rule. I mean, you people really want misery and evil. You're a plague. I think I kind of think about the Democrats as like I think about, I don't know, maybe glaucoma or something. It's not even a hatred. It's like a disease you're scared of and went out of your life. I had family that has glaucoma, basically gone pretty much blind from it. And that's what it's like. They're spiritually blind. They're like a disease. It's just like, Katie bar the door, may that day not come. And it's just like, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. I mean, I'm looking at a photo of Michelle Obama right now. She is so flamingly evil and hateful and demonic looking. I mean, she just looks like an evil vampire in a movie. And I've got to hear how beautiful she is every day and walk to the grocery store. She's in all the women's mags, and I'm just so sick of it. Now, you put snakes on her head, man, it's Medusa. And I don't just go off of how she looks. It's just like, that's what I'm telling you. It's like Joe Salente says, politics is showbiz for ugly people. And that's what it is. It's these ugly, culturally ugly people, spiritually ugly people, politically ugly people who I know are crooks who want to bankrupt the country, in their own words, to take over society. And I can't get them out of my lives. I can tune into what I want to tune into. Most of the time I can go watch movies I want to watch. I can read what I want to read, but I've got to cover politics. So I remain somewhat free. So I'm forced in this contest to know about these people. Let's just start where I said I would start. Government lays groundwork to confiscate your 401k and your IRA. This is happening, is the quote. And that's from Mac Slavo up on Infowars.com. He does a great job boiling down a Zero Hedge article out of a Reuters story. And it says, as noted by Zero Hedge, there's no longer turning exclusively to central bankers to simply print money as needed, because last year's bank bail-in forced the confiscation of funds from an average depositors of 40%, I should add, working as well in Cyprus, as EU regulators and bankers have determined that they'll use a similar method to fund the future endeavors. And they go on, and I've been telling you this forever because they've done this in every other third world country. And the globalists, when they leaked the documents in 2002 and Joe Stiglitz went public, head economist at the World Bank, that there's a plan to do this to the Western world to then make us politically bankrupt and financially bankrupt for good. And now they're moving with the bank regulations, everything for that and the conditioning. And we as a society need to say no to them actually taking money out of your 401k or out of your IRA or out of your bank account. And as I always told you, to, quote, stabilize the system and keep it safe. And they take it, and then they take 20, 30% up front. And they go, but we stabilized it. And then they'll run the market back up, and it'll go back up a little bit. And so now the precedent's set. Then over the next decade, this is how it's been done in every third world country, they take everything. And you're just happy to be getting something. And the reason I knew exactly what they would do is they've done this hundreds of times. Sometimes 4, 5, 6 times the last 100 years per third world country they control. So this will happen if we don't say no. That's what the armored vehicles, the machine guns, the helicopters, the data mining are. That if you try to get in the way of this, they're going to arrest you and say you're a terrorist. Well, I mean, come on, police and military and everybody. We all know who the real terrorists are. Okay? We know who openly says they want to bankrupt us to make us controlled by them. If you're in the system and you serve this, it's like helping the Soviets take over Poland or the Ukraine or the Czech Republic. I mean, you're really on the bad guy team. There's a lot of propaganda, out there saying you're good guys. There's a lot of missions you do that are good missions. But it doesn't matter. You still are working for bad people. And look, I'm talking about everybody for the bureaucracy, you name it. When I pay the fake taxes to the IRS, knowing they're a mafia that could literally break my legs because I want to be able to choose my battles and keep getting the word out, I know I'm contributing to our destruction as well. I'm not judging you police that stand for up system. Quite frankly, I hope good cops stay in and can put up with it so there can be some good people in there down the road. But, I mean, let's just all admit it. We're all contributing to our own destruction. Listen to this. This is out of Reuters. In a nutshell, Reuters reports the savings of the European Union's 500 million citizens could be used to fund long-term investments to boost the economy and help plug the gap left by banks since the financial crisis. See, the banks create it, they get your money. And it goes on, the solution is not just in Europe, but here, to mobilize more personal pension savings for long-term financing, the document said, from the EU, and the Federal Reserve concurs. Expert, Iran ships a dry run for later nuclear EMP attack to humiliate Obama. And again, I've been anti-Iran war, folks, but Iran, after all these peace overtures, is really trying to stir stuff up with videos showing Tel Aviv being attacked, U.S. aircraft carriers being attacked. Their chairman, Joint Chiefs, saying that they have the power with sleeper teams to wreak havoc all over the West in non-conventional warfare, and says the U.S. doesn't know that. I mean, give me a break. The U.S., the people running this country, wrote the book on evil and double-twisted quadruple crossing. That's why they put the mullahs in power in 79. Look it up. It's been partially declassified. Criminal elements of Western governments kicked the Shah out and put the mullahs in there. And I'm not saying they run them. I'm saying they're making deals with them. I guarantee you that they've got to now play the part of the devil. And it's very sophisticated what's going on. Or they think with the peace overtures that the West is weak and are pushing it with megalomania, really asking for it. And more, I think that might be it, actually. That might be it. Like Hitler, he's already losing against the West, so he turns into Russia with Operation Barbarossa. I mean, that Napoleon Bonaparte did the same thing. So maybe it is just the mania. Because, I look at the globalists, they're losing on many fronts right now. They've been winning so long they were ahead of us, but we're gaining quickly. Free humanity is. And I look at how they act all crazy and full of arrogance. The Iranians just may be out of their minds. So if the Iranians continue to act like this, I'm going to wash my hands because I've really tried to stop war over there. And I've tried to stop the attack on Syria, and it's come out in the London Telegraph that Infowars.com is used by talking points by Assad. I'm not bragging. It's almost embarrassing, but the truth is the truth. We understand the politics to the level of that these governments are actually looking at what we say. I know the Iranians listen to me. They invite me on their state-run TV every day. I say no because I'm busy, and just quite frankly, I just can't handle it. And now, you know what? I want to go on Press TV. You want me to come on? I'll tell you what I think about this. Because I go and I look this stuff up, and this is not Israeli propaganda. I've seen Israeli propaganda when the last president of Iran would make statements like, you know, we need to wipe the Zionist regime off the political map, and they would translate it to, we need to blow Israel up. Didn't exactly say that. Trying to get war going. And it's not that I dislike Israel. I looked at the way the breaks are here, like in a pool game. This is not good for anybody. That's why our Joint Chiefs didn't want a war with Iran. It doesn't have good outcomes for anybody. It just goes from bad to worse. And then I look at their supreme commander saying they got sleeper cells and America's dumb. And they can, look, the globalists pray you release sleeper cells. They're going to be able to take over the entire system and get rid of all our liberties and concentrate the economy in their criminal hands if you people think America backed off because they're weak, and then you go start something, idiots. You're idiots. You're either playing a double game with the New World Order with this rhetoric, or you've gone megalomaniac. All I care about is stability and a future. And rule of law. I want to have grandkids, you morons. And let me tell you, Iran, since they got this peace deal, have been acting like absolute crazy people. My friends, Alex Jones here to tell you about some of the most important information concerning you and your family's health. Radiation levels have more than doubled in the last 60 years in the Northern Hemisphere from all of the nuclear testing and radiological accidents. Radioactive contamination is now in most of the food supply. There's only 2 ways to avoid this. Move south of the equator or properly protect your thyroid with Nascent Iodine. Looking to protect my family, I've done deep research. Nascent Iodine is the purest, cleanest, absolute best form of iodine to protect yourself and your family. It's made right here in the USA, completely non-GMO. I searched out the best quality and now have developed a double-strength form of Nascent Iodine, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Nascent Iodine is on record as one of the only safe ways to detox from fluoride poisoning. Survival Shield Nascent Iodine. Secure your super high-quality Nascent Iodine today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.